Marine Captain Ted Williams arrives at Moffett Field, home for treatment of an ear ailment after completing 38 Korean air combat missions. To be discharged soon, the Red Sox star tells newsmen he'll play no baseball this season, but hopes to be back in action for the 1954 season. Nostalgia rules the roost at Yankee Stadium as former favorites of yesteryear return for 2 innings of baseball on Old Timers Day. Yankees versus White Sox, and here are former White Sox stars, including Ed Walsh, Red Faber, Dick Kerr, Ray Schalk, Muddy Rule, Lou Fonseca, and other one-time greats. Yankee manager Casey Stengel poses with ex-Yankee star Home Run Baker. Pictures galore of yesterday's big names galore. Benny Bengaugh and Red Rolfe flanking Home Run Baker, and other Yankee old-timers like Lefty Gomez and Charlie Keller. Seems like only yesterday, with yesterday's heroes like Joe Dugan, Leo DeRocher, and George Sternweiss back in Yankee uniforms. Earl Coombs and Bob Shockey also back for a drama-packed reunion that saw the Yankee old-timers top their ancient rivals 4-1. There were timely hits and good plays, and warm applause for Mrs. Gehrig, widow of the immortal Lou. It was a day of memory and a day for laughs, too, with Al Schacht cast in the role of umpire. Baseball's Clown Prince is no respecter of nostalgia or tradition, and he pitches into Joe DiMaggio in no uncertain terms. Whatever the pitch was, everybody had a ball. At Ebbets Field, home of the ex-champs, Gil Hodges and 2 other Dodger players are honored in pre-game ceremonies by the National Conference of Christians and Jews. It's the last home game of the season and could be the last Dodger game at Ebbets Field. Roy Campanella may be wondering if the team will play in Los Angeles next year. Sandy Koufax is also honored as the Dodgers ponder a future without Brooklyn, and Brooklyn ponders a future without the Dodgers. Will it be California, here they come?
Oh, somewhere in this favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Gotham. The National League's moved out. But in San Francisco, the band is playing and the flags are flying. The big city is big league for the first time, and a gala parade down Market Street bids the San Francisco Giants welcome as they open the season in their new home. An extra burst of cheers greets Willie Mays, riding here with Hank Sauer. The Say Hey Kid is at home already. A parade that marks the making of baseball history. San Francisco Giants meet Los Angeles Dodgers, the West Coast's first big league baseball game ever, but incidentally a continuation of an old diamond rivalry. Old familiar faces, managers Walt Alston and Bill Rigney. And Mrs. John J. McGraw, widow of the greatest Giant of them all, who lends her prestige to the new environment. The ball game, historic and terrific. Harold Spencer homers with the Giants already ahead by 2 runs. San Francisco has something to cheer about. Final score, Giants 8, Dodgers 0. The largest World Series crowd ever fills the huge Los Angeles Coliseum for the first World Series game ever played on the West Coast. Over 92,000 cash customers, assuring record purses for winners and losers. Whatever the outcome, baseball history is a-making. On the field, the White Sox have the bases full, first inning. But Don Drysdale pitches himself out of trouble. Goodman grounds out, ending the inning. It's a pitching duel from there on till Hodges walks to fill the bases in the 7th. Staley is pitching. Relief for Donovan. Perillo pinch hitting. And he wraps a sharp grounder. It bounces past Aparicio for a single. 2 runs cross the plate for the Dodgers. The scoreless tie is broken. It's Sherry to the rescue for L.A. when the Sox load the sacks in the 8th with nobody out. Al Smith batting. Smith grounds to Wills, and the Dodgers squelch the rally with a double play, even though one man scores.
Ice-cold Sherry does it again for the Angelenos, striking out the side in the ninth. The Dodgers, after that disastrous opening game, have roared back in this series. Maybe it's that refreshing Pacific air they breathe.
Stadium, Detroit, for the 18th All-Star Game between Eddie Sawyer's National Leaguers and Casey Stengel's American League favorites in the Mid-Season Classic. Leading hitters Musial of the Cards and Fain of the A's, Dom DiMaggio of the Red Sox, and Jackie Robinson of the Dodgers. Starting pitchers Ned Garver of the Browns and Robin Roberts of the Phils. Pre-game ceremony is memorial for Harry Heilmann, former Tiger star who died on eve of game. Heilmann's one-time teammate Ty Cobb tosses out the first ball, and 1951's Midsummer Thriller unfolds for 52,000 fans. The National League All-Stars get going in the first inning. Dark of the Giants flies out to right, and Ashburn of the Phils, who doubled to open the inning, tags up and races for third. He's safe. With Garver pitching to Gil Hodges and Musial off to steal second, Berra's Peg gets away from Fox at second base. In from third comes Ashburn, and the underdog Senior Circuit jumps into an early lead. In the bottom half of the second, Ferris Fain answers back for the junior loop with a smashing drive off the Nats' Mr. Roberts that bounces away from right fielder Del Ennis for extra bases. The Yanks' Yogi Berra, who opened matters with a single, races all the way around from first, beating the throw-in to tie up the game. Ed Lopat of the Yanks runs into Stan the Man and trouble in the fourth. Musial's blast is a souvenir for a fan, a home run into the right field stands. The long ball was supposed to be the American League stock in trade, but the Nats steal the thunder in today's dream game. Lopat is tagged by Bob Elliott of the Braves for another homer in the fourth. The left field stands have a scramble this time. Coming home ahead of Elliott is Gil Hodges of the league-leading Dodgers. And when Elliott completes his tour of the base paths, the National League All-Stars are out front 4-1. The out-homered American Leaguers never do catch up and drop their second straight All-Star game 8-3. County Stadium is jam-packed for baseball's Midsummer Dream Classic, the 22nd All-Star Game. Cleveland's Al Lopez and New York's Leo Durocher match managerial wits before Commissioner Ford Frick and 45,000 other baseball fans. Robin Roberts started for the National Leaguers, while pitched Harvey Keene in from third in the first inning. So it was 1-0 favor of the junior loop. Then with 2 on, the Senior Circuit was in more hot water when Mickey Mantle teed off on Roberts. The cameraman had a hard time finding the fence, but Mickey didn't. His hit cleared the fence in deep center field for a home run. The American League was the underdog, but you'd never have known it, as Nellie Fox and Ted Williams escorted Mickey Mantle around the base paths to make it a 4-0 ball game. Another run in the 6th made it 5-0. In the 8th, the National Leaguers finally tied it up, and knotted it was till the bottom of the 12th, when Stan Musial of the Cardinals, playing in his 12th All-Star game, stepped in. And there's your ball game, a circuit clout by Stan the Man, giving the National League its 5th All-Star victory in the last 6 years. One of baseball's great stars wins the All-Star game with a sudden death flourish. It's all over, but the shouting.
It's the 25th All-Star Game, Baltimore's first in over 48,000 Jam Memorial Stadium. Rival managers Fred Haney and Casey Stengel swap pleasantries before the game, which sees lackluster hitting and goes into the 6th, 3-all. Pinch hitter Ted Williams at bat. No one has hit anything but singles so far. And Williams hits a roller to short. Thomas fumbles, and Malzone is safe on second. Gil McDougald next. A blooper single to center, bringing Malzone home. It turns out to be the winning run, and the last hit of the game, which saw only 9 hits from the Americans and 4 for the Nationals, all singles. In the first year, the players picked their own starting lineups. Earning the crowd's cheers is Baltimore's Billy O'Dell, Baltimore's own star left-hander. He sets the National Leaguers down in order for the last 3 frames. That's Del Crandall, who popped up to end the game as local boy Billy O'Dell makes good.
Out of the subway into the Polo Grounds pour fans by the thousands for the sudden death game in the playoff between the faltering Dodgers and the stretch-running Giants. New York is baseball wild over a climactic wind-up to a pulse-tingling National League pennant. Leo DeRocher's miracle team spotted the Dodgers a 13-game advantage in mid-August and overtook them at the finish line. Lorraine Day, Mrs. DeRocher, has her fingers crossed because this is it. In the first inning, the Giants' 23-game winner, Sal Magley, walks 2 men, and with 1 out, pitches to Jackie Robinson. It's a single for the Dodgers' slugging second baseman, and it brings Pee Wee Reese in with the first run of the game. 1-0, Brooklyn, until the bottom of the 7th, when Urban doubled off Newcomb to get things going for the New Yorkers. Then on Whitey Lockman's sacrifice bunt, Walker's throw to Cox is too late to nip the sliding Urban. Close, but he's safe. Bobby Thompson, one of the heroes of the first game of the playoff, flies deep to center. Plenty of time for Urban to tag up and come in to make it a tied-up ball game. In the 8th, the Dodgers got to Magley for 3 runs, and Dodger fans saw victory at long last. But Big Don Newcomb faltered in the 9th. Ralph Branca, who lost the opener, comes on the scene with 1 giant run across and 2 on base. The fans sense the drama of the situation and the irony, for Branca has to pitch to Bobby Thompson, who homered off him only 2 days ago. Branca's first pitch to Thompson is a strike, and here is pitch number 2. With 1 blast of his bat, Bobby Thompson, the Flying Scot, brings the pennant race to a swift, stunning close. A 3-run homer wins it 5-4, and the Giants are in. The Polo Grounds burst, it seems, as Thompson trots around, and Eddie Stanky hugs Leo DeRocher in unrestrained joy. Lippy's Cinderella team writes baseball history for a magnificent stretch battle, and Bobby Thompson, whose home run wrapped it up, is the center of jubilant teammates and Giant fans. 39 out of their last 47 games is some record, and then coming from behind in this one, oh, brother, what a pennant victory. Giant fans will be talking about Bobby Thompson and today's game for years to come.
Yankee Stadium for the 5th game with the Yanks and Dodgers tied up 2 games apiece. A pivotal game. Sal Magley is going for his 2nd victory for Brooklyn. Mickey Mantle steps in. Going, a home run for the Yankees' great slugger. His 3rd in this year's Fall Classic. First hit off Magley and the first run of the game. The way things turned out, Mickey's blast was enough, though the Yanks did score again in the 6th. Spine-tingling catches thrilled the onlookers. Yogi Berra hits 1, and Duke Snider races in for a tumbling catch to electrify the 65,000 fans in the stadium. And more thrills were to follow. Not a Dodger had reached first base off Don Larson, the big right-hander from California, who'd been taken out in the 2nd inning of the 2nd game. 1 down in the 5th, Larson faces Gil Hodges. Hodges powers 1 towards left center, but Mantle sprints over for the catch. Mickey saves the day. Larson continues his mastery of the Dodgers. 2 out in the 9th, still not a hit. Dale Mitchell is pinch hitting for Magley. He stands between Larson and a perfect game. The tension in the stands is terrific. Here it comes. He strikes him out. The Yanks win a key game 2-0, and Don Larson is baseball's man of the hour. He pitched the first no-hitter in a World Series and the 2nd perfect game in the history of the major leagues.